Welcome back. Today's video is about preserving the life of my Range Rover. I'll show you why I'm doing it with some pictures that I've got from the Full Fat Range Rover forum showing the severe rot that these suffer from the back sill, mainly the jacking point. I think a lot of people only find out about it probably if you try and jack the back of the car up and then the jack goes up and the car stays where it is. My solution, I've just taped a little bung on there. I'm gonna drill a hole about there. I'll take that on just to check that the door shuts, which it does. So I think that's gonna be my best bet. But before I start drilling, I'm gonna take the rear wheel arch liner out. I know there's some bungs behind that where you can have a look inside it. So I'm gonna take the bungs out, see what I can see what I can see of the rust, then go from there. I use this trim tool, just like a bicycle tyre lever, to sort of lit behind the rim after I'd taken that piece of rubber out of the way. And now I'm doing the same thing on the front, and hopefully once I get that down to the bottom I'll be able to pull it out towards me. But looking behind the wheel arches, I'm glad to see that this area is, although it's got some surface rust on it, is dry, and as the car did 400 miles yesterday up to York and back, that would be soaking wet if that was a problem. A little bit of surface rust in the corner there. Again, classic. That's classic rust coming from the outside rather than the inside. But there's also a bung down there. I'll take that off and stick the camera in there. But my real concern is this rust that you can see starting here is a result of the fact that this outer panel is very close to this inner panel here. I want to get some stuff down between the two. You can see how that acts as just this little bulge here on the inside is where this rivets to. So that looks like there's a gap here. Yeah, there's a gap there, so obviously water gets in there. Genius design. The good news, things back here are fine really, bit of surface rust. I'm not even gonna, I might give that a quick spray with some stuff, but I might just get some Lanoguard on there, to be honest. Yeah, that's signs of surface rust, I think, from there. But the top of the wing's all solid, the top lip, which is great. The next thing I've done is taken off all these bungs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one here and then one here. Now these are great because that means I can get some, first of all get the camera down there to have a look, and also get some Lanoguard down there. I've just got the wheel arch line off the passenger side. Let's have a look, see what sort of condition that's in. I'd say this side's looking a little bit worse than the driver's side, so I'll give that a clean up and see what condition it's in. The rest of it thankfully is all pretty good. So you can see that bit more than just, well, it is just surface rust from this side in, but I think I'll give that a bit of a treat. So this is the passenger side. I'm going to try and get the camera behind the lip, but I don't know quite what the shadow is going to be like because I can't see it. And it's all clear up here. It's just this, I mean, it's not too bad. Again, this piece where there's that one attachment for the top of the plastic sill guard is just open to the elements. Right, let's give this a bit of a spray up. I don't want to give it too much because I don't want it to take ages to dry. But hopefully now my other little endoscope camera will be charged up so we can have a look in these holes for the state of rust. Right, I've got my little endoscope camera. I'm going to go and have a look in the back end of the sill here. So I'll just this is the This is the hole at the back of the sill. Ow, bugger. Oh, there you can look straight into the that's the jacking point. I'm on my last dregs of Lanoguard at the moment, so this tube is now going into that rearmost hole. Let's give it a couple of squirts and pull it back out a bit. Couple more. And I've done all the other ones on the driver's side, but I haven't done this one, which would give me anxiety if I don't do all of the ones on all the side without running out. So I'm going to nip over back to the driver's side and get that one done. Right, let me show you where I've got to. I'm done basically. I haven't drilled the arch yet, but I might do that tomorrow. I'll show you my thinking. This bung up here was the most useful one for getting any kind of rust proofing down the back of there, which I'm hoping is gonna run down here. I'll put a few pictures in from a forum, full fat Range Rover forum, that shows what happens behind here when these get cut away. So I think putting a hole there with a bung will allow me to quickly squirt some stuff in there, and because the only other way of accessing this area is remove the rear wheel lining, which requires dropping the back end of the sill cover. So it's a good half day's work really once you've finished tinkering about. And if I drill a hole in there, you know, who's going to mind on a 12-year-old Range Rover? And hopefully it's kind of tough love really. Anyway, look, this is where I've ended up. Everything here is all greased up after having been proofed. I've gone round the the inside lip of the arch all over, which you can see. On the driver's side, there's actually some of the Lanoguard that I put in that bung that's running out here. Anyway, tomorrow morning drill comes out. I don't have some bungs yet. I only want to drill 9mm holes. The ones I have at the moment are too big. I don't want to drill a 15mm hole, but as my father-in-law says, never dig a small hole, always dig a big one. So maybe I will just drill a big one, as I have the bungs for that size. But I don't think I have the drill. Anyway, I'll see what I've got, and join me again tomorrow morning. And it's time to drill some holes in the Range Rover as part of the Range Rover preservation program. I'll show you where I'm going to put the hole. Just going to put a bit of tape on so I can get both sides roughly in the same place. And this dip here is as good a place as any. So I'm going to go 6 centimeters down. That's about 8. So if I go 4 in, that's going to be in the middle. Centre punch that. Start with a small drill. I need a 14mm hole in this. I'll start with a small drill. I was hoping. What have I got? I've got 2 centimeters of depth, so that's fine. Depth between the inner panel and the inner wing and the outer wing, to be honest. I'll take a drill bit. it's going to be difficult to get a camera in there. Still, that's why I guess you need a big hole. The bigger the hole, the easier the access. Right, this is interesting and very lucky. So you can see where I drilled the hole halfway through, half in the middle between this lip and this lip here. If I point the camera towards the inside of the car, you can see that pipe there is the drainage pipe for the, so that drainage pipe must run down like this. So I might do the, yeah, it's quite tight because I think the further this way you come, the less gap between the inner panel, the outer panel here and the inner panel. So that's probably as good as it'll get. So I've worked out, based on the bungs I've got coming, I need a 12mm hole. So I'm going to put a 10, 11, 12. So I want to go to there. So I can easily get the camera and some rust proof into this, and I know that there's a structural section here with a gap, and I want to get into this gap here, so I reckon from about here, 6, 3, about 6 centimeters away from the back of that plate. Right, I now feel much calmer now that I've drilled some holes in my Range Rover. I was a little bit anxious about it, to be quite honest. It's not the kind of thing you want to do every day, but now it's done, I think it's the right choice. So let me just show you where I've drilled them. 60mm down from this plastic piece and halfway between at 40. And I really, you don't want to go any further. You don't want to go any further towards the inside, because you've got the tube that vents the sunroof running down about here, I think. So that was pretty lucky, to be honest. I didn't put the hole straight through that tube. A little bit like a plumber's nightmare. And this one, this is a bit easier. This sill measures, yeah, this sill measures sort of 60 mil. So I went halfway, 30mm, and then use this as a measuring. I went from, what was that? Yeah, about 60mm from the back of this to where I drilled the centre of the hole. And that's landed me right in the middle where I wanted to be. There we go, both sides done. So when the bungs arrive later on today, I'll shove some bungs in there. And when more Lanoguard arrives, I'll shove some of that in there as well. So, devalued or preserved? That is the question. Join me again when something else happens with the L322. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, if it's found it at all useful, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I've got about 850 subscribers now, and it'd be nice to get to 1,000 one day. Anyway, thanks again. See you soon.